Hey, how's it going, everyone? Hopefully, y'all are doing great. Welcome back for a new episode. If you find value in these videos, please drop a like. It's completely free, and definitely subscribe for more. Subscribing is completely free as well. If you are from Dr. Wimes's Facebook group or Steve's Facebook group, these videos are really designed for the ketogenic polycystic kidney disease community. It doesn't matter what form a ketogenic lifestyle you're doing. I have found that carnivore and a very red meat heavy ketogenic diet is what my body needs. For you, it could be the opposite. If you are seeing results by doing a plant-based ketogenic diet, that's amazing. Absolutely wonderful and phenomenal. Keep doing it, stay consistent, and continue living very healthy. But if you're not getting results by trying to do one of these variations, then it might be time to really play around and spice some things up. Like I said, the name of the game is ketosis, and there's more than one way to stay into a state of ketosis. You just really got to be consistent. You got to be aware that there's a lot of hidden factory made sugar and carbs and a lot of foods that look to be ketogenic friendly, but they're really not. This is video number 4. Everything that I talk about in this video is going to be down in the description. The playlist, what you're looking at right now, along with a different playlist on one of my other YouTube channels. These links are going to be in the description of this video and other stuff that I talk about, some case studies here. I am on a time limit, trying to keep these videos under 15 minutes, so here we go. Okay, episode 4. We're going to be talking about insulin. Insulin. I mentioned insulin 2 days ago in episode 2 talking about blood work. Insulin is a humongous factor that your doctor may not order. My doctor did not order an insulin test. And I asked my doctor for an insulin test and I didn't get approved. I had to pay out of pocket. Fairly inexpensive. I will be making a guide showing how to properly do, like, because a lot of people believe you got to be eating like the most expensive steaks for carnivore. That's not true. A lot of people believe that you got to be eating the most expensive like veggies, or like when you go out you got to spend a lot of money for a ketogenic lifestyle. That's not true. Doing a ketogenic or even a carnivore lifestyle, it's actually going to save you a lot of money. But I do understand why a lot of people think you're not going to be saving a lot. But if you definitely can fit in to your budget to do an insulin test before starting one of these ketogenic methods, whether you're doing a plant-based, you're doing a standard keto diet, you're doing a ketovore red meat variant of a ketogenic diet, or you're doing a carnivore, I really wish that I got my insulin level tested last year when I left my doctor's office after my MRI. I was a snacker for 2.5 years, constantly snacking every couple hours. I'm drinking soda. I'm eating snack bars, sugar, carbs. I wish I knew what my insulin levels were. I showed my insulin level in a previous video. I don't have it pulled up here, unfortunately. I am insulin suppressed. Go figure, right? That is what carnivore has done to me, and I truly believe that by carnivore completely obliterating my insulin, that's what's caused my kidneys to just overwhelmingly reverse back in size. Now, it could be completely different for you. Can you be insulin suppressed in a low-carb ketogenic diet state, not a carnivore diet state? Absolutely. There are so many people that become insulin suppressed. What does insulin suppressed mean? That's a different topic for another video, but that is pretty much where you are. You go ahead and obliterate your insulin to such a low level, not a dangerous level, but a low level where your doctor is going to look at you and be like, what's going on over here? Seriously, my insulin is less than 3, which is phenomenal. Here is the catch, and this is what irritates me so much. What activates ImmTAR for PKD? So, ImmTAR for PKD. We, as people with polycystic kidney disease, our ImmTAR is mutated. Yes, mutated. What ketosis does to us is it does not suppress. Suppressing ImmTAR is actually really bad. There have been pharmaceutical companies that have tried to make drugs to suppress ImmTAR, and they've noticed all these side effects. If you suppress ImmTAR, that means that you are, in theory, suppressing muscle growth. That's really bad. What ketosis does is it retunes the mutated ImmTAR in our body to make it not theoretically mutated anymore. Instead of our body running on blood sugar, our body is running on fat, aka ketones. That will then, in theory, refine-tune ImmTAR. Here's the problem. When you go ahead and type into Google AI, what activates ImmTAR for PKD? In polycystic kidney disease, ImmTAR is activated by defects in polycystin 1, PC1, which normally inhibits the ImmTAR pathway. Okay, what do you notice here? Very vague scientific terminology, right? If your doctor has time, which the vast majority of doctors do not have time to actually look this up, this really is going to be a doing your own due diligence style of like finding. And yes, polycystic liver disease also, a ketogenic diet. I gotta talk about polycystic liver disease in a separate video. But it is also therapeutic with a ketogenic and also a carnivore diet as well. My liver volume has actually gone down from my MRI in 2024 and also my MRI comparing a 1 year. And also kidney total volume as well too. Crazy. Okay, so what activates ImmTAR? We get a very generic response. Let's go a little deeper now. Here we go. Insulin, ImmTAR activation. Oh boy, what's this? Yeah. So insulin activates ImmTAR pathway. Okay, now we're rock and rolling. Okay, so you're saying that insulin levels can activate ImmTAR pathway. Okay, makes the cysts get bigger. Let's go even further here. Sugar ImmTAR activation. Sugar, glucose, fructose activates the central growth. The cysts soak up the glucose. So, one more thing before I jump ahead here. But all this stuff is phenomenal to read. All of this stuff is absolutely phenomenal. Here's another one as well, too. Where's this case study? Insulin and polycystic are linked through insulin resistance, which is common in PKD. High sugar, refined carb intake spikes insulin. Did your doctor tell you this? Most doctors out there are not going to tell you this, and it's very sad and unfortunate. Very sad and very unfortunate. Here's a case study. This case study is going to be down below in the description. Insulin resistance and adult polycystic kidney disease. I don't have time to read through all of this, but this is very good to read. Okay, this is what happens in a nutshell. I got like 6 minutes to explain this. Okay, you wake up first thing in the morning. You're on the American Standard Diet like I was for 2.5 years. You go ahead and you eat cereal, waffles, donuts, grains, sugary yogurt, jam, sugary everything in the morning. It's 7 o'clock, sugary coffee. 7 o'clock in the morning. You are on an empty stomach. Your blood sugar spike because of no protein essentially being there, along with really like no fiber and like practically no fat. Regardless, I'll be making a separate video talking about this too. Your first meal should have as little carbs as possible. if you are doing a plant-based version of a ketogenic diet, try to put as little carbs as you can for your first meal. It doesn't matter if your first meal is at 7 a.m. It doesn't matter if your first meal is at noon. Your first meal is your first meal. When you break a fast, breakfast is a biblical holy term. It really is. When you break a fast on sugar, the sugar spike is going to be massive, massive, in the hundreds. Our pancreas is going to release insulin. Our pancreas, the insulin released, is going to push the blood sugar spike down. But guess what? Your insulin remains high. It remains high all day long. Your blood sugar comes down, but your insulin remains elevated. This is why you can have a normal fasting glucose, but high levels of insulin. Doctors don't check for your insulin. You gotta get your insulin levels checked. It has to come down for treating polycystic kidney disease. It is so overlooked. Insulin resistance is the driving factor to every single disease in this world. Obesity, insulin resistance, cardiovascular disease, hypertension, chronic kidney disease unrelated to PKD, diabetes, the list goes on and on, skin inflammation, arthritis, just every single, like, if you look at the root cause to everything, it's insulin resistance. It's the root. Blood pressure follows elevated blood sugar and high insulin levels. Once again, if you have high levels of insulin, you are going to activate mTOR for cyst growth. So once again, first thing in the morning, you have your first meal, cereal, jam, toast, grains. Blood sugar goes up, insulin comes out. Every single time you're spiking your blood sugar over a long period of time, 2.5 years, my kidneys grew. Obviously, if you do it one day, it's not going to magically make. It's over a period of time. But if you're living on the American Standard Diet for years and years and years, and if you have a bad variant like me, PKD1 tronicating, it's gonna progress much quicker. My kidneys grew in 10 months by 15 and 18% because I was living on sugar first thing in the morning. My blood sugar went up, insulin rose, insulin stayed high probably throughout my entire day, constantly spiking my blood sugar. It is pretty much like beyond a double-edged dagger because insulin activates mTOR, blood sugar also gets soaked up by the cysts, and at the same time, if you become obese or more obese, you're going to progress the cysts much quicker. Is there a solution? There definitely is. A ketogenic lifestyle, ketosis, it can obliterate all of this. It's utterly amazing. Utterly amazing. It just means you literally swap out food first thing in the morning and throughout your day. It's nothing that's going to kill you. If anything, you're going to feel utterly amazing and you are going to be less hungry. It really is amazing when you go ahead and replace sugar in the morning with either a moderate amount of protein, fat, or even fiber. Even fiber first thing is much better than carbs and sugar, especially refined sugar and carbs like so many Americans eat first thing in the morning. That's going to keep your insulin levels elevated and also keep spiking your blood sugar to basically hit your kidneys like a sledgehammer and to cause the cyst to grow and keep getting bigger and bigger. All right, I got to wrap this video up here. Hopefully this video explained and hopefully I covered good stuff about insulin. Let me know down below in the comments if you have some questions. I can definitely make a follow-on video talking about insulin. But insulin is the root cause to everything. God bless, and I'll catch you all in the next one.